Hello, my fellow hat enjoyers, to another episode of Journey Through Eorzea. As always, I'm your host, Man with Hat, Tiberius Fox. We are, as you can see, under yet more piercing light, hanging out with Minfilia, Urianche, Thancred, and of course, Jarek and Thaf. Oh, Thaf. And then I'm sure that guy that was over behind the things that I beat up. So, with that, let's figure out what's going on. Thaf is ready to guide you to Twin, where you might meet the mysterious Magnus. If you're ready, we can leave now. Though you haven't seen another fellow around here, have you? I thought you'd come out by now. Oh yeah, I beat him up, sorry. You think he'll be alright? That's, well, I suppose we did force your hand a bit. I'll have a look, just in case. You go ahead, Thaf. Alright, looks like it'll be just you and me, a lot and me, then. Try not to let anything take the bite out of you on the way to the rail yard. Well, I don't know about them. I am too swole. People see the hat and they walk away, and those that don't, they end up like this Talos right here. See that guy? He's missing an arm. I've done worse. Like that guy on the ground right there, who's also missing an arm. Alright, but I've boasted enough. Let's, I'm just gonna enjoy the music. Let's just take a stroll. See, I've been... Oh, man. It's gonna take a while for me to not push the wrong controls. Oh, wait, here we go. That happens when, like, again, you play two similar games, and then you start fumbling the controls. Damn, that's smarts. Did he have to thump me so hard? I'll be feeling that for the next fortnight, at least. Not to be done about it now, though. I've pointed your over-eager companions in the right direction, and they've gone ahead. So we need to get moving. Normally we'd stop along... Wait, we walk along the tracks. Okay, sorry. I'm just having the hardest time reading. I'm apparently getting dementia, I don't know. But, we'll do what we can. Man with hat apparently has dementia. Normally we have to walk up the tracks, but seeing as the young lady has much shorter stride, there's more perilous a route than I'm comfortable suggesting. Wouldn't want anyone falling through the gaps to be like, stand by me. Of course, the low road presents other dangers, but having been on the receiving end of your friend's blows, I'm not worried on that account. Well, then maybe I'll walk on the tracks. Will you stop me? You can't stop me. Alright. Yeah, everyone will stand by me. Jerry O'Connell from Sliders, and Will Wheaton before he became obnoxious. And, what? Donatello from Ninja Turtles? And the other guy, whom I can't really remember, I think it was like River Phoenix or something, but no one really cares. Let me guess he's down here. Well, you know what? The good news is, Thaf. I'm right here. Looks like Thaf ready for something. He's not sure. Look at that. Thaf is not happy. What does Thaf see? He's not happy about it, whatever it is. Wait a moment, I think I hear something. Oh, that's something. Alright, run. What? Dude, I ain't worried about this. If I had Mjolnir summoned, I'd let him handle it. That reminds me. You know what should be here? It should be our boy Mjolnir. Hang on. I'm pushing the wrong buttons. That's another thing. You know what we should do? Bear with me for a second. We should... First things first, I should put this... I should put one of these... I don't want to remove it. I just want to, like, copy it. I'll just do, like, one of these. Well, that looks like that's two of the same thing. So I'm gonna just put that... yeah, I mean, that's a sword. I'm not gonna use that anytime soon. At the same time, we'll put it over there. And then we'll put this there. Oh my gosh, I gotta do the thing again. I'm messing up everything. Hang on. I've just been meaning to do this, and I know I'll forget, so I'm just like, oh yeah. So we'll do that there, and then that way I can use that there if I really need it for some reason. And then the other thing I wanted to do is, where's the general limit break? Where's 4? think that's 4, right? Set 4. Alright, so I just want to get... I know, this is riveting. Riveting. Let's just do like that. That way if I ever actually do need to LB somebody... I should have all my stuff there, but I don't really need a lot of that other stuff. It's all fine. So, what is this? Manification, level 60. Only executed while in combat. Hang on. Temporarily increases the range of enhanced repose. The range, okay. It grants 3 stacks of magic swordplay. Each stack allows the use of enhanced repose without cost. Huh. So once I get the thing going... Wait, this is reposed. So if I do that... Huh. I'll have to, like, test that. I don't know. See, this is... Alright, just, like, as a parallel. So I was complaining about WoW Classic and how, like, there are no quests that are interesting. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, so we're following Thaf. We're trying to figure out how to get to where we're going. And see, now he's in a fight with this. And you just don't see stuff like this. I like this because this is world building. Right? It's like, oh no, Thaf needs my help. Let's go help Thaf. And we'll cast magic on that guy, and then on that guy. And then we can just let Mjolnir handle that guy, and then we'll handle this guy. I pushed the wrong button. Sorry about that. I'll admit I didn't expect this route to be quite so fraught with danger. We're nearly to Twine, though, so it should make it without further incident. I have a real problem with reading faster than I act. Like, I have a habit of skimming when I read. It's just like, you know, in lack of patience, really. And so when I'm reading stuff like that, my brain just skims it, and I try to read it. It's like say it as fast as I read it, and it's not happening. You know, I have to slow way down, but I don't want to be like, and the thing, like, I can read it. My brain tries to perceive what I've read faster than I can possibly speak it, and it fills in the blanks, and it doesn't work. Pro tip, don't do that. So, oh my gosh. Put this off. What is that? You guys all know what that is. Come on. We know what we're doing. That actually looks like a much easier one than usual. Alright, hang on. Oh, yeah. Man, I gotta say, this is becoming one of my favorite things about this replay, is just running into all these sightseeing logs I didn't get when I was back through here the last time. Probably because I didn't have them unlocked. It's just so much cooler, like, doing it. This is it. Welcome to Twine. The original dwellings were built to house those laborers tasked with building the track. Over time, miners came to seek their fortunes, and that's what made the town grow to what you see before you today. But it will still be the trolley that brought them here. As you've doubtless noticed, the track goes to the very heart of this town. It was the heart of the town, back when the trolley still carried everyone home at the end of each day. Hard time, day in the mines. Now there's no trolley. Not much work to be had in the mines, and for that matter, the only residents that remain are the destitute, delusional, and the ones with nowhere else to go, or so they say. That should give some indication as to what to expect when you meet Magnus. As I said, it will help you to understand why we can't get the trolley running. Just don't expect too much aside from that. Well, that was encouraging. But I don't see what we have much else choice. Let's go and meet the man. I should really start just reading more in general. Ah, it's a buff cat dude. What would the world be without more buff cat dudes? Who are you supposed to be? Never seen the 3 of you in my life. Or the 4 of you? Wicked White. If you're going to bother me, at least have the damn courtesy to stand still. Methinks this one dipped deep in his cups. These are my guests, Magnus. We ran into them at the mines. They're looking for a way to reach Nabath-Arang, so they came to ask about the trolley, you see. What? There's nothing in Nabath-Arang. Not anymore. And especially not for frail little girls. Give it up. No, we must reach Nabath-Arang. I must. Bah, so you have your heart set on it. The world doesn't care. The place is ruined, nothing more. And you're not going to get there in the trolley. The thing doesn't run on hopes and dreams. We're not fools. If it's necessity that drives us to Naboth the Ring, if you insist the trolley is not an option, at least tell us why. No, I'm sick of people asking about the blasted thing. Leave me be. Look how depressing a trolley made this man. We'll speak outside. That's when I'm gonna slap that guy. In fact, you know what? There. I'm not all talk. The man with hat is not all talk. He only said that because he thinks I'm weak. And he's right, but I can't be. I won't be forever. There has to be some way. I must find it. Alright. Oh, I'm sorry. I was stuck in my own head again. It's clear that Magnus has no intention of helping us, but perhaps we should ask the other residents? They may know something of the trolley. I'll take to the north side of town. Let me know if you learn anything. Thancred, art thou truly content to stand witness to the fate's course and take no part? This isn't a matter of fate, Eorzea. It's about choice, and I've had years to decide where I stand. Minfilia has spent too long in chains already. I would not shackle her again by making my hopes known. If it is her to choose what shape her destiny will take, it is for me to stay silent, to protect her, teach her, and stand by her. That, at least, I can do for her. So be it. Come, let us make our own inquiries. You tell him, Eorzea, in your long-winded, loquacious way that you do. You wanna know a fun fact? How long has it been since Shadowbringers came out? I still don't know what gemstone trading is. Don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't pay any attention to it. Oh, there you are. You'll be pleased to know that I got our friend back home with no trouble, and he's just fine. He was just a bit shaken up is all. And you? What did Magnus have to say? Not a lot, really. I did have fair hope that you might need faint hope that your need might prompt him to action where our interest has not. But I suppose that was foolish of me. I'm sorry that he couldn't be of help, though. I could at least show you where the trolley car we have here, if you like. You could give it a stroke or two. It has some very smooth wood. What the heck? You mean to say you're not giving up? Even knowing that Magnus is Magnus? I don't see much point in your being stubborn about it. Though perhaps stubbornness is exactly what the situation calls for. Can't forge iron without an anvil, after all. I can't imagine anything you try will work, but if you're certain, you can help me make preparations in the event that it does. To that end, take this toolbox. We're going to inspect the rails. I'll have to look at the tracks, and if there's anything in need of repair. You bring the tools and be ready to hand them to me whenever I stop to work. Alright, time to repair train tracks. That's fine, I'm totally down with that. Woo woo. I just think it's funny. It's like, alright, we have a trolley. How do we move it? Well, with Talos. We move it with Talos. You're telling me that's the best propulsion way that you can find? Not magic or anything else? This spot looks like you used a bit of work. Can you be ready to tool for me? Oh, okay. So target him, and then that. Alright, hang on. Am I missing a spot here? Maybe I just, like, go like this. Oh, okay. Just gotta do it like that. Okay. You open the box, revealing the proud array of lovely maintained tools within. Brilliant. Now, if you could just hand me what I need as I work, that would be a help. In this case, well, the bolt is loose for one matter. We can't have that. I'll need to tighten it. Bishop looks down at me with my wrench. Crack all that. Just give him the wrench. Thank you. This one will do nicely. Oh, now give me a moment. Skipped ahead a little bit fast. I just love it when it does things like that. Like, it's like Blue's Clues. It's like, hey, he needs to use a wrench to fix this thing. Which do we give him? A rag, a saw, or a wrench? It's like, okay. There, I don't see any other problems here, so let's continue along the track. Alright. Let's continue our escapades. I'm gonna sprint along the tracks and not break our ankles. Alright, so I open the toolbox next to him. I will do that very thing. Set down the toolbox, muscles of your arms enjoying profound relief, and open it once again. It's probably heavy as hell. You're quite handy to have around, you know? As this lamp here, these aren't often necessary these days, but if we're going to do this, we might as well do it properly. And if by some miracle the night returns as it did in Lakeland, well, it's a nice thought. Anyhow, a bit of this post seems to have splintered. Whether its lamp is to be lit or not, I wouldn't want these little pieces of wood jabbing the next person who comes through here to do maintenance. I'll need to sand it down a bit. Well, see, a bulky saw, a heavy hammer, or a rough file. The rough file. Just giving the wrong tools on purpose. He just starts beating stuff up for no reason. Yes, a wood file's perfect. Let me even this out. That should do it. I'll bring some varnish along next time to finish the job. I haven't spotted any other problems, so we can move along now. Unless you'd like to take a view of the tracks from here a bit longer. It's breathtaking, I know. I mean, it ain't not, you know. Mining has always been a primary vocation to folks in the Hills of Amber, you see, but after a certain point they had to dug up everything they could easily be reached and carried back manpower alone. It was then the Naboth Empire struck upon the idea of Talos, which they had seen work abroad. At great expense, Naboth brought the Mistal engineers who specialized in Talos here to the hills, and once you know it, the mining industry picked right up again. Twine itself sprung up around that time, as a matter of fact. It was named after the entwining of tales, the fruitful cooperation between the native Ronso and the newly come Mistal. But that, like so much else, fell apart in the wake of the flood. The Mistal left and taken their knowledge with them. It was 15 years ago the last of them, the folks of the Daedalus Stoneworks, took off to Yulmore. And now no one remains that can operate the Talos. But there's no use in lamenting what can't be changed. And there's one more thing we need to do while we're out here, so we might as well get to it. We're gonna go to Yulmore, I guess? Vultures occasionally make their nests on the tracks, you see, and it falls to us to remove them when they do. The creatures are angry when disturbed, which is natural, but nevertheless a danger to anyone passing by. It's not my favorite task, to be honest with you, as you have noticed. I'm not terribly suited for confrontation. That said, would you follow the tracks north and remove any nests you find for me? I'll keep an eye on things from here. Yeah, I'll bet. I'll bet you do. Alright, so... Yep, I see sparkly sparkles there. Oh no, I wouldn't want to fall down. You know what's funny? I do remember falling down off of this one time, and I had to run all the way back around to get there. I keep wanting to target stuff. Look at the way I was targeting stuff in the other game. In the other game, I was using, I just realized I'm just doing this all wrong. I'm so bad. Gotta get back in the game. Yeah, I like being up on the tracks here. And I like that there's a possibility. I do kind of wonder, can I fall off? I don't want to walk all the way back around here, but I kind of want to see if I can fall in there. Can I? No, I can't. Okay. I had to know. I had to know if I could fall off. I know in some parts of this you can definitely fall off. But... Alright. See if I can do this without being bad at it for a second. Alright, good job, Mjolnir. 2 out of 3. Well, there's the last one. You know, I've heard some desert music in my day. This one's not too bad. It definitely lands like the kind of like quiet, like desolate calm that comes with like, you know, a desert type atmosphere, at least to me anyway. Alright. Let's go ahead and head back. We'll have Mjolnir give us a ride. We have to walk all the way. Guys need more chocobos around here. Strap like 10 chocobos to these, won't even need Talos, it'll be easy. I'm sure that, you know, just retrofit the tracks so that they don't need, you know, so they can carry the chocobos. Thank you, that should be everything taken care of. In return for your help, I'll tell you a bit more about the trolley. Nothing to get it started again, though. As I said, the only people who knew how to do that to repair the Talos are long gone. When they left, the life began to bleed out of the town. The trolley's tracks rusted, and the cars fell into disrepair. Now, I was born in Twine, raised there. My first words was trolley. Damn it. Those are the worst years of my life. But then, about 7 years passed, Magnus and his wife returned to us. Magnus is a real proper trolley engineer. Perhaps he could never have left it in the first place. If it hadn't been for his son, well, you're well aware, Amarang is hardly the safest place. And Magnus wanted his child to grow up away from its dangers. It didn't help in the end. The seniors got it to his boy. Isn't that always the way? The child had always said that someday he wanted to see Magnus's trolley running again. So in his memory, they returned to Twine, started fixing those rusted rails and broken cars, and it was all going well for a time. Wicked white vultures, are they back for revenge? Never mind, I don't want to find out. Okay. Telling me the depressing story, and then suddenly, oh, wouldn't you know it, vultures. Yeah, this music does it. I like it. There's like a subtle, like, whip of the wind that you can hear, kind of. And then it's mixed with that noise that the light makes. That subtle whine of the light. I like that. It's like the first place where the light noise hasn't bothered me. Nice work out of there. And now you know the story of the trolley. Won't do much good without the Talos, though. If there were even a single one that still functioned, things might be different, but, well, here we are. Well, let me go fix the Talos. I'm sure I can figure it out. Not that it'll do you any good, but we have a Talos we've been meaning to repair. I can show you if you'd like. It'd certainly be nice to hear something other than Magnus griping for a change. You got it, dude. The unrepaired Talos. Interacting. Truly, a most vexing state of affairs. I thought mayhap a closer examination might yield something of value. I see. The means to build Talos stone by stone are lost to us. 'Tis true, but here before us slumbers a most fine specimen. Indeed, were it not for a few minor failings, it would be in working condition. It would likely require naught but a few modest repairs and a suffusion of ether. Well, if you think you can get the thing up and running, far be it from me to stop you, but what exactly do you reckon is the problem? I should stress that they performed only the most cursory of examinations, though such arcane constructs are not wholly unfamiliar to me. As I did suspect from the first, it is a host of network of veins through which ether floweth freely. Or so it would, were it not for several fractures which now impede said flow. How in the hell did you get that from all just a glance? I take it you thought up a solution as well, then? To bridge these fissures requireth a material highly conductive to ether. Once in place, I believe it would be possible to restore the Talos to life. Might it prevail upon thee to acquire that which we require? Not far beyond the walls of twine dwelleth a creature of living stone, the Derbitage. Full sure I am that the stone of such a being would prove most suitable for our needs. Very good. I shall have Thancred and Midfilia attend to remaining preparations. I spied but 3 obstructions to the flow of ether in the Talos, and thus would ask you to provide 3 stones of the Derbitage. All else will be made ready upon thy return. I'm in. I will go kill the Derbitage. We also need more Mjolnir. Mjolnir. Let us go, my good man. My good Chocobo. Alright, I believe that is a Derbitage. It is a Derbitage. What's up, Derbitage? Alright, that's one Derbitage. Oh my gosh, you kill things and you get drops when you kill them. I can't believe it. What a world. Alright, that's 2. There's another one over there. Oh no, I don't even need it. Wonder how long it'll stay procced like that. Or I just have Verflare and Verholy. I don't know what's the difference? Hang on. Let's see. Deals fire damage to target all enemies by the disparity of 600 for the first enemy and 55% less for all remaining enemies. Increases black mana by 11. Additional 20% chance of becoming Verfire ready. Chance of becoming Verfire ready for 100% if white mana is higher than black mana at time of execution. So this one's the same? Alright, so this is fire damage. This one's unaspected damage. The target and all enemies nearby, the potency of 600 first enemy, and 5% less for all remaining enemies. 600, 20% of becoming Verstone. Chance of becoming Verstone ready if increases to 100% if black mana is higher than white mana at time of execution. So if I do it, well, like right now, they're both the same, so I don't think it matters. Huh. I just have like never actually paid attention. We got Silver Grinal, level 81 Paladin. Respect. All right. Telling you, man, I'm kind of hyped for that Bastion class. I really kind of want to play that. Thancred and Minfilia will return ere long with the remaining supplies we require. Did thou succeed in procuring stone from the Derbitage? I did! Fine specimens, one and all. You have my thanks. We need now but wait for Thancred and Minfilia's return. Alright, let's do it. Let's wait. Begin the waiting game. From end to end, the paths which the Aether may flow through the Talos have been duly mended. They but require a sufficient endowment. It's not moving. Strange. The core refuses to stir. I fear the condition of this Talos is more dire than I previously surmised. At the heart driveth blood through a man's veins, so doth the core aether throughout this massive frame. Failing its repair or replacement, the Talos cannot be restored. So it was the heart after all. Thou didst foresee this outcome? Well, no, not exactly. We'd never gotten this far in trying to repair it, so we had no way of knowing the heart was the real problem. We tried to find another in case things turned out as they are now, but... Jarek? There really isn't time to story to share. Please, Jarek, if something went wrong, maybe we can help. Alright, alright. After all you lot have done for me, I suppose it's the least I can do. Alright. Just there we are, alright. Right then. The Talos. Their hearts cannot be made by just any stone. You need a special sort with sufficient ethereal conductivity. Both it and the other materials used to construction of the Talus bodies are mined in the same place. That place being here, the Hills of Amber. And it was 3 years ago when she... No, I can't. I'm sorry. Would you have to hear it from Thaf or someone else? Dude. No. Reach out the hand. No. Back to the tavern, then. Alright. Still here, eh? You can but ask again, but the answer's the same. Our trolleys are... What? God, Jarek. You could have at least finished so I wouldn't have to clean up your mess. Seeing how you made such a quick progress in fixing the talents and all, he was probably thinking you could help change things around here. And I think he may be right. Gather your friends, and I'll tell you what you want to know. Alright.
Magnus's wife was a miner, you know. Greatest prospector there ever was.
You never expect the side character main voice lines.
When the golem heart started failing, she was the first to head out in search of more. Problem was, most of the veins ran dry ages ago, and finding fresh ones to tap's only gotten harder. But she wasn't one to be deterred. She just kept digging deeper and deeper. And then the mine collapsed. We labored day and night to clear away the rubble, but it took us 2 months to find her. To find her body. Magnus has never been the same since.
Where is he, if you don't mind my asking?
Ah, yes, well, if he's not here, there's only one other place he'd be.
What? Oh, you again. How many times must I tell you? The trolley won't run! We'd be better off dismantling the damn thing and selling the parts for scrap. Now, piss off back to wherever you came from. And don't let me catch you around here again.
Big talk for a man with scars on his face.
What were their names?
My son was named Skuli. My wife, Agna. Being here with them, it beats going home. Home stopped being home when I lost them. I thought to try and drown my sorrows, but somehow the bottle's never deep enough.
No bottle is. Believe me, I know.
Thancred, what a G. You can always tell Thancred's been through a lot. In fact, most of the Scions have been through something. Maybe Eorzea and Alphino a little bit less, but Thancred's about as grizzled as they get.
You've lost someone too?
Not like you. Not my own flesh and blood. I grew up an orphan, so I never really knew what family meant. Not until I met a man who offered to take me in and make me his pupil. He was a kindly soul, always looking out for me, like a father. Not that I appreciated that at the time, or anything else for that matter.
We got a callback reference to Louis Soir, which is pretty cool. I mean, how long ago has it been since ARR, right? We're still referencing Louis Soir even today.
But I finally had a family. And then I robbed a young girl of hers.
Oops, skadoodle.
I did my best to make amends, to offer her comfort. But the more I look back on it, the more I realize just how inadequate my efforts were. I let her down. That is why I refuse to let her legacy die.
Is he talking about Minfilia? Is that like why he was...
All we can do is press on. For those we have lost. For those we can yet save.
Oh, there's the line. For those we have lost, for those we can yet save. So wait, was the reason Minfilia only had Philamine is because he killed her parents? That's so confusing. I'll have to look that one up later.
And that requires your
Make
talents.
sure I'm not confused.
Please, Magnus. You are our only hope of reaching Nabarth Areng.
What rubbish.
She's not gone. No matter what you say or believe, she's not. We can still bring her back.
Alright, well, let's get past drunk man here. Full well do I know the pain of loss and how heavily it can weigh on one's heart. Nevertheless, there is but one way forward. We must needs procure a new heart for the Talos. Thoth, knowest there any location wherein we might find some stone we require? No matter how scant the possibility, we would seize it. I told you all near the veins were trapped dry years ago. Though I suppose if you really wanted to try, you may find something at Nuvi's Lavings. It was opened well before the Talos became commonplace, which is why the mining there was never quite as deep. When you get there, look for Guthon and tell him I sent you. But don't be surprised if he tells you the same thing. Thine assistance is most appreciated. Tiberius, I think it is best Thancred join thee in this search. Though he would be quick to deny it, his heart is in turmoil and his thoughts clouded. Thou wouldst be unwise to ignore his distress. I always think about him, he got really broken up when Moonbride had died. Like, they even call back to that in Endwalker, man. Like, having a heck of a time on that one. Alright, oh, there's Thancred. Oh, is he doing a cool pose? He's leaning up against the wall and everything. Oh, I need like either that trench coat or a trench coat just like it. Off to somewhere, are you? At last, a lead of stone we can use to power the Talos. I can't very well have you go on your own. Lead the way. Oh. I'd say we're long overdue for a good turn. I can only hope the gods feel the same way. Now, Nuvi's Leavings was the south, was it? Let's get going. Alright. Well, let's mount up. Can I take the tracks? Let's just take the tracks. I don't think it actually... actually, no, it doesn't go that way. Alright. Because the tracks go that way, but you gotta like cut through there, and I don't think we can. Not yet, anyway. But yeah, no. Thancred's trench coat is sick, dude. I thought his coat, the jacket he had when he was in his like rogue state, where it had like all the knives on it. I actually have that one. I paid real American dollars for that. But I'll tell you what, that trench coat is 10 times cooler than that. I'm just saying, look at this drip, man. You get this big white open trench coat with like the shells on the side and the whole thing. Thancred looks dope as heck in Shadowbringers. The way you described it, I was expecting the place to be abandoned. Perhaps our fortunes are finally improving. But we can probably hear what Guthjon has to say before we celebrate. Assuming we can find him, that is. Just like over there somewhere. Now let's just go on in. Sure, it's no big deal. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Megalobat? Oh my gosh, I thought Megalo Crab was a big deal. I got Megalobat now. And man, I love Megalo Crabs. But Megalobat, man, that's even better. Well, I don't know, maybe not better than Megalobat Crab. I shouldn't speak that. That's a little bit too cavalier, I think. But Megalobat definitely top tier for sure. Guthjon. Talk to me, Guthjon. Who are you and what are you doing here? Well, you should have listened to Thaf. You're wasting your time. But this site is not developed as the others, is it not? Surely there must be something left. I should explain. The stone you're looking for is leonine. All the talos in the Hills of Amber are powered using them. Or were at least. Anyway, whatever's left, if anything, is too far below to be safely excavated. In the deepest reaches of the mine, we use talos to keep the pathways from collapsing. They're still there, but they could have given out at any time, which is why much of the mine is closed off. And then our only option is to search the higher levels for any fragments of leonine that may have been overlooked. I suppose there may be one other way. Well, don't leave us in suspense. What you're asking for is a trade secret. I'll need to be duly compensated in exchange. Fine. What do you want? The other day, I found Volver gold pieces down in the mines. A bloody Volver gold piece. And once you know it, I dropped the damn thing somewhere while I was working. Find it and I'll tell you what you want to know. We drive a hard bargain, sir, but we'll take it. It seems we have our work cut out for us, Tiberius. Thankfully, I have an idea for how we might hurry things along. Okay. Do tell. As I'm sure you've noticed, despite the best efforts to illuminate the corridors, it's rather dark in here, meaning that it's much harder to find a single coin hiding in the shadows. That's why I propose we use these things, sun drops. They help the eye take in more light. Why don't you start the search further in, and I'll handle the area here. I'll retrace your steps in case you happen to miss it. If you feel the drops effects wearing off, I can give you more, so don't worry. Alright, I have dark sight now. I mean, alright, what the likelihood it's that one? You know, I'm not even going to pay attention to that. I'm not falling for that. I'm not falling for that one. I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. It's not happening. In fact, I'm going to just, like, run around. I'll bet you it's not going to be that one either. Let's go down this way. I just got a vibe, right? How about that one? What's that? Dark Shadow? I bet you it's that one. Down here in the middle of nowhere. It's got to be this one. I'm not falling for the shenanigans. As you search for the shadows, a glint catches your eye. You turn over a rock and find the Volberg gold piece. Look at that. My intuition was top tier. Let's go. I'm hyped. I'm hyped that I didn't fall for that. Oh, there's one right here. Is this it? No. Is it this one over here in the hallway? No. Is it this one over here tucked in this room all by itself, away from everything? I think it is. And then it was. How much longer do I have in my thing, or did I lose it? No, I have 2 more minutes. Okay. I was hoping he'd drop the gold piece somewhere closer to the entrance. More fool me to think Lady Luck was on our side. I found it. Or maybe she is. Yours, at least. In the end, my contribution was little more than poor company. Well, I couldn't have done it without your sun drops. Come now, Thancred. You're far more prepared for this task than I. Exactly. No more than usual, I assure you. I only managed to survive the Corthan wilderness and the Imperial capital by virtue of extensive preparation, a habit of mine since childhood, and one of my positive traits which endeared me to Louis Soir, I imagine. It hasn't been easy finding ways to compensate for my condition. Every tool and trinket has proven vital to my continuing success, such as it is. Had I chosen to pursue the arcane arts rather than espionage, well, I'd rather not think of it. So long as I have the means to protect those dear to me, and I see the duties through, that's all that matters. Now, let us help him see to return to Guthjon. The sooner we get back to Eorzea and Minfilia, the better. You mean this guy right here? You're back. Wait, does that mean... Yes. I'll be damned. You actually found it. Well, a deal's a deal, but I don't think it means you'll find what you're after. To be honest, I wasn't sure you could pull it off. But you did, and I'm a man of my word. Come with me. Tell me all about it, Guthjon. I'll go back outside. Still rocking my Bear Flare and Bear Holy. Fun fact about Red Mage, my best stint in PvP, in Crystalline Conflict, and that stuff, was actually playing Red Mage. I remember actually switching classes and trying to play other classes, and I couldn't do anywhere near as well as I did in Red Mage. I was surprised by it, because I'm not, like, usually, like, one would consider a Red Mage main or anything. You know what I mean? So bright. Every time I step out of the mines, the sky seems to get brighter. I'd never leave if the air weren't so stale. But you're not come to hear my grievances. You're after Leonine. First, I have to ask, you ever heard of rockworms? Rockworms. I know them by another name, though I'm fairly certain the locals call them knockers. Aye, that they do. Whatever you want to call them, those little bastards may be the answer to your troubles. They can fit through the cracks and crevices down there where no one could ever help to reach. And on occasion they come back with something valuable. They dig up the Leonine in the mines. It's a rare occurrence, but yes. That said, it usually amounts to no more than a few flakes. Well, the only other option sounds to be a tantamount to suicide, so how can we draw out the rockworms? Over by that shack, you'll find a bag full of smoke bombs. Set off a few in the mines and you'll flush them out in no time. Once they're out in the open, knock them senseless and check their backs. I should warn you, this method of mining, you can even call it that, is used as a last resort on account of what little they're likely to bring back. You'll want to cover as much ground as you can if you hope to find anything of value. Assuming you do find something, bring it here and I'll have a look. We should split up if we're able to carve enough ground as he suggests. If you can cover these 3 areas of the map, I'll see to the parts between them. Come, let us get all our stuff. I need the pile of supplies. Get out of the way, Heralder. Alright, I have obtained the smoke bombs. We must return to the mines. Okay, I think it looks like it wraps around, so we'll get this one first. Out of the way, Megalobat. Alright, so crevice. Tell me all about it, crevice. So mine, 1 out of 3. Okay. Oh, okay, so we're flushing them in a different direction. Got it. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. Should be just this way. Let's run. Let us sprint. The only time sprint's good in a video game besides like Battlefield. Alright. Now, chop Mjolnir. Don't be straggling behind. My legs are much shorter than yours. Okay, so we hook this way, we do it, then we go back the other way. Ah, the crevice. Man, I feel like I was just in this room. No way, it's crazy. That's 2 out of 3. Let's get the last one. Come to me, crevasse. There in the mines grows sticks of smoke. Nearby you hear the soft rumbling of stones. Alright. Well. For a second I thought I saw something else. Alright. Rubble. Gotta check 7 spots. Let's go back the direction we found. Yeah, let's do that. Just like nuke them from orbit like that. That was interesting. Interesting. Did I always have that ability? Is that like a thing I just didn't notice or something? What was that? That was like a weird, like little stabby stab. It was very strange. Alright. Inspect the rubble and slay any knockers that appear to acquire glittering rocks. Alright. I feel like I missed something. Wait, you know, they're gonna be down here. Why am I even pretending they're not gonna be down here? They're absolutely going to be down here. Hey, look at that. There's some right there. And right there. I just feel like my spells are like something stronger than they were before. So weird. Huh. I don't know, man. I lose my mind, apparently. I get it? No. Oh, okay, I see what the thing is. I had the single target one last time. I thought I was on the multi-target. I was not. Excuse me, gnome. Gonna negotiate with gnomes around here. So, fun fact, let's throw a little piece of random trivia out there. So, my wife and I have gnomes that we get like seasonal ones all the time. It's because my dad, before he passed away, he just like took to like collecting gnomes for some reason. Like he had like gnomes around his property, like the ones with the hat and the whole thing, like popsicle type thing, right? And so now if you were to look at my house, like around my house, like in the front of it or whatever, you'd be like, oh, there's gnomes. And that's a piece of man with hat trivia right there. All right, so we got 4 out of 7. Okay, so the question then becomes, why is there I must have missed one at the first one. So I think what we'll do is we'll hook around, we'll get the one that's here, the 1 or 2 that are here, and then we'll run out. I'll ride Mjolnir around, and then we'll get it. Oops, didn't mean to do that, didn't mean to do that. Man, I'm just fumbling all my controls right now. I know there's more coming, come on. Alright, there we go. And then there should be another one up here. 5 out of 7. I just wasn't sure if the orange was going to go away when I did that. Spoiler, it should have. But, you know, horseshoes and hand grenades and all that. All right. I had like the hardest time targeting Mjolnir, I'll tell you what. You know We'll slingshot around this way to the other door. That'll save us some time. Fool that I was to not realize there would be more purple spots. So this is where I grabbed the one. There must be another one I missed somewhere. Oh, there it is. I see I walked right by it. Alright. We've acquired our scraps. Let us go back to Guthajon. Guthajon. That guy's doing the cool pose too, look at him. He's working hard. Working hard or barely working, you know, am I right? Eh? There you are. Find anything promising? Between the two of you, I'd say you got quite the haul. Best get comfortable, friends. It's going to take time for me to sift through all this.
You may not remember this about Arminfilia, but prior to founding the Path of the 12, long before the Scions, she was something of a miner.
Really? We're backdating her story?
After her father died, Flamine took her in and taught her the trade. I think they were both seeking to fill the void left by a loved one. Maybe that's why she took to it so readily.
I like how his gun is clipping through the box, but it's okay.
Back in those days, I spent most of my time in the Quicksand, or some other tavern, loosening tongues and gathering secrets. Occasionally, I'd catch a glimpse of her in the street, on her way home after another hard day's work. I always felt a wave of relief when I saw she'd come back safe, along with a pang of guilt at the fact I wasn't there to support her as I should have been. Simply speaking with her more than once in a blue moon would have been a good start, but I could never bring myself to do it. Instead, I threw myself into my work and became every drunkard's best friend.
You're so charismatic, though. Can't imagine she thought too highly of you back then. Not your finest hour. I don't want to say either one of these. Which one is more on brand, though, if I have to pick one? I can't imagine she thought too highly of you back then. Not your finest hour, to say the least. I think this one's more judgy, so we'll say that we can only speculate, basically, as to what she thought.
Not too highly, no. She once called me a wine-sodden wharf rat, which wouldn't have been half as galling had it not been so accurate. But that was a lifetime ago. Here and now I have another chance to do things right, and I will not squander it again.
Hey! Come and see what I found! You're not going to believe this!
I might believe it.
Tell me it's Leonine.
It is at that. You lot were born lucky. It's mostly broken pieces. But look at this.
This is a rather fine specimen.
It's been decades since we found anything approaching this big. But that's not all. There's an engraving on it.
Ah, these scratches here. They're a little hard to make out. To my beloved Magnus and Schoolie.
Oh.
Yes! Do you see? It was a gift to Magnus from his wife. She found it. She really found it.
Oh my gosh, they found her like a death Lake Nell item. Oh.
She must have spent her final hours carving this message into the stone. in the hope that he might see it one day. Those
How fortuitous.
rock-backed bastards must have made off with it before we could clear a path to her. It's fate that brought you here to find this stone. No other explanation. It makes me wonder what else might still be buried in these parts.
Well, all right. The quest is complete. All right, because John, I wouldn't believe it if I'd not seen it for myself. Before you set out in the Talos, would you take it to Magnus? For 3 long years, he's believed she died for nothing. He must know the truth, that her sacrifice was not in vain. We'll take it straight to him. You have my word. Thank you, good John, for all your help. Right then, let's not keep everyone waiting. I read the wrong one. I had a fly in front of my screen and it distracted me. Can I... You know what? Let's do it for funsies. Stay out of the way, giant gigantender. Oh, you can't even get across there. Man. Got a thistle mole and sabotenders. All the cool stuff, I tell you what. Yeah, I couldn't just find the rock. No, man, we had to find the rock with, like, his dead wife's, like, message on it. Doesn't get much better than that. See, I don't remember this as much, but I remember little bits of it. What I do remember is in Dawn Trail recently when they referenced these guys. And I was like, oh yeah, I kind of vaguely remember the trolley people. They do callbacks. I must have like the worst memory compared to like average people. Because to me, I'm like, oh yeah, well I don't really remember the trolley people at all. But everyone else is like, oh, the trolley people, and it's just like completely lost on me. You know what I mean? So there's a reason we do this. That's part of the reason I'm recording this, is because I'll forget this in like a year. I won't remember like any of it. What? Oh, it's you. If you've come to complain about the trolley, you'll have no sympathy from me. I told you before, it won't run, and you wouldn't listen. Oh, but it will, now that we have this. Your name is engraved along it, along with your son's. It was a gift from your wife, Magnus. From Agna. No, she couldn't have. Agna. Take it. Do with it what you will. Are you certain? It would delay our plans, but... I said take it. It was you who found it, and you who needs it. Looking at that stone, all I can see is... Please just leave me be. I hope you'll be there when the Talos stirs to life. I'm sure she'd want to see it. Would you do the honors of delivering this to Eorzea? Okay. Yeah, no, I have like the most like horrible memory. Like, so it's like this, things like this video series, it's like so I can literally watch like, oh yeah, I forgot all about that, and I forgot all about that, and I forgot all about that. There's things that happened in like the last expansion I've already forgotten about. Thou hast returned, and with Leonine it would seem. As promised, the Talos hath been ready to receive its heart, thanks in no small part to Jarek, Thaf, and Minfilia. At last we shall return to the time of the timeless, the sentinel of stone, that we may press on towards Navatharay. Here you go, buddy. Very good. Now let us begin. Imagine you have all these engineers that are like, yeah, we know how to do this. Like, oh, we don't have any engineers. And then, like, Orion just comes in and goes, yeah, I kind of know.
Preparations for the enchantment are complete. When the heart hath been suffused with a sufficient quantity of ether, the golem should be restored to life.
All right then. Whenever you're ready.
Supercharge him. Oh, they're playing the music. Perfect.
It's working! It's working! Magnus!
Oh, he decided to show up after all, eh?
You left me for this? This wretched heap of stone and rubble? This worthless pile of earth? And yet, I can't. I can't.
Now where are you running off to, dog? Come on. We finally fix it, and then we gotta, like, be pouting about it. Stop pouting. Less pouting, more trolley.
What troubleth thee, child?
I shouldn't be here. I don't deserve to be. I don't deserve any of the things you've done for me. I'm just a burden, helpless and hopeless. If tomorrow came and I was gone, it would be better for everyone. Thancred most of all. He'll never admit it, but I can see it in his eyes. I wish he'd just say it. Just say that he hates me, that he wishes I was dead so that she could return.
I understand this is like an emotional moment of like really having to wrestle with some stuff, but like there's an element of this where I'm like, you're stupid, stop it. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, stop being poor me, come on. No one thinks that. Besides, Minfilia is like a cardboard box, dude. Like no one, like you know, whatever.
None of this is thy doing, child. 'Twas I who set the oracle on her path unto the first. I who condemned you all to suffer these torments. 'Tis my sin alone, and one that will haunt me unto my dying day. Yet I dare not dwell over long on my many regrets, for the world is a tapestry of fates, interwoven and inseparable. And we who strive to better it cannot choose but make difficult decisions. For naught of worth was ever achieved without sacrifice.
You know, it makes more sense that he's an astrologian when you think about his usual philosophy and that sort of thing, than when he says stuff like that.
And thus must man ever struggle to weigh life against loss. the one for whom thou mournest, beareth no grudge. Were she here, she would not suffer thee to languish in sorrow. She would tell thee to seek thine own path, thine own purpose. It is a truth which I myself was slow to learn. Yet a truth it remaineth.
Once again,
Thou
props
needst
to...
but have faith. Have faith, and all will be well.
He's doing like a hover hand over her head, which I enjoy. No, I was saying, once again, props to Urianche's voice actor for having to talk like that all the time, on top of like inflection and everything. Mad props. Go to her, or you have no words for her. I feel like that's more appropriate. Go to her just sounds too, I don't know, it's like cliche. Don't mind, I love a good cliche as much as the next guy, but...
Not today.
Don't worry, in no time, we're gonna get rid of the light again. Oh wait, meanwhile, in the Crystarium. I wasn't expecting meanwhile in the Crystarium. Oh, sneaky peeky boy. Oh, and Silk went back. Alright. Didn't see that coming, really.
To what do I owe the pleasure that is your extended stay?
Oh, to the tediousness of our hero's present endeavors. That and the insufferable abundance of light in Armorang. I should be glad to keep my distance. Oh, I'm rather fond of sleep, you know. It's a wonderful way to pass the time. Not that my compeers would agree, mind you. Always on the move, the lot of them. Like La Hebrea, constantly jumping from vessel to vessel. Such fire, such determination. So much passion, fleeting and forgotten. Come to think of it, Exarch, I don't believe I've ever seen you retire to your chambers for so much as 40 winks. However do you keep your eyes from closing?
Oh, I feel like some bait is happening.
The cold shoulder. You wound me, sir. Always so guarded in our every interaction. Interactions you curiously refrain from sharing with the Scions and their champion.
And risk souring your budding relationship? I think not. Much as I dislike you, there are more useful targets for his energies. And I'm not in the habit of pointing him at my enemies like a weapon.
Oh.
Is that right? Fond of him, are you? You continue to fascinate me, Exarch. But tell me, who are you?
I'm surprised that Emmett Silk, like, I don't know, I'm not saying they're gods, but they seem to have a lot of introspection and stuff, and they watch from their shadows and everything. How does he not know who he is? Like, after all his time. Unless he's got some sort of spell to shield himself from being seen.
The once great nation whose ingenuity gave birth to this tower was shaped by my hand. As such, I know full well the wonders it can facilitate and those it cannot.
So he had a hand in building the Crystal Tower, eh? I knew that the, you know, I can't think of the name of them all of a sudden. the Alligans. I know the Alligans were responsible for it, obviously, but like, I knew he was responsible for the Garleans. I didn't realize he was responsible for the Alligans too, although I know that there were elements of that.
There is nothing in these walls which could have aided you in summoning our dear friend across time and space.
Ooh.
Much less in possession of his mortal flesh. Not even I could have performed such a feat.
Ooh, double. Like, the thing is, I already know what's going on, kind of, but actually I can't answer why, which makes it like a mystery within like a revealed thing. You know what I mean?
I see. You had a hand in Allag as well. You would know what I am? I am the adjudicator of the sacred history with which you dared trifle. I am keeper of this tower's boundless wisdom. The wisdom of ages without age, of everywhere and nowhere. The great work of those who tamed the wings of time and grasped the nature of the rift.
Ooh,
Tis
sassy.
a boon born of the sacrifice of brave heroes who gave their lives for a brighter future. I will not see their hopes and dreams squandered. The history which led us here will be unwritten. I promise you that.
Well, it seems we're both eager to fulfill our duties then.
On that much, we are in agreement.
Deliver the chunk of Leonine to Eorzea. It's interesting though. He goes, I couldn't do that. So how does he do that? It's an interesting question. It's one of those things I might have to look up at some point. Mine apologies for the delay. Benfilia and I had a private matter to discuss. Which brings me to the question, how dost thou find Thurncrit during your search? It's alright, I guess. He spoke of Benfilia. Of his own accord, I see. 'Tis well that he did, and with such candor. I attempted to broach the subject before. Mine intention was to ensure no words remained unspoke between them, lest tragedy intercede, as I regret myself to know all too well. Alas, in the end he refused to heed my counsel. A time will come when they must face the reality of their circumstances, but I have faith that all will be well in time. Now, let us not tarry any longer. The Talus and Nabath Arang await. Alright, well, it looks like we're getting ready to go, but that, unfortunately, is going to have to wait till next time, and you know what that means. Till next time.